Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek. 2 bits of Star Trek news today, which I thought I'll cover in one video rather than doing 2 separate ones. Right, first up is about Star Trek Legacy. Is it going to happen? We will see. As usual, links for these stories are in the description down below. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. I'm also on Rumble and Spotify and Amazon Music Podcasts and Google Podcasts. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram if you want to social media me. Links for those in the description as well. But you can't guess what I'm doing now, can you? Also links in the description for my 2 books, Silent Predator, a short horror novella. Pardon me, Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action-adventure. That's a bit thicker. They're on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. It's just a bit of fun. Don't expect, great literary competence or anything like that. It's just a bit of fun. Right, let's get these news stories up. Here they are. There we go. Star Trek Legacy just beat Strange New Worlds according to fans. A Change.org petition for Paramount to greenlight Star Trek Legacy has already amassed more signatures than the one that helped bring Star Trek Strange New Worlds to life. And there's the lovely Jerry Ryan as the equally lovely 7 of 9, a.k.a. Annika Hansen. She's now Captain. Spoilers. Right, Paramount Plus has been treating Star Trek Strange New Worlds like one of its flagship series. You know what, I don't blame it, because I really enjoy Strange New Worlds. I've got the Blu-ray. I'm showing you. This is the only new Trek physical media I've bought. There you go. Oh, you can't see it, hang on. Can you see that? There you go. Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Blu-ray. And it's really good, I really enjoy it. It's not perfect, it does have issues. But compared to bloody Discovery and not Prodigy, I like Prodigy, Lower Decks and all that dosh, it's really good, I really enjoy it. So there we go. So anyway, and the new series is starting in June. I think it's June. And yeah, sorry, I'm doing film quotes again. See, if you know that one, 10 points. And yet a concept that officially hasn't even been greenlit. Oh God! Star Trek Legacy has already surpassed Strange New Worlds in a very significant way. A Change.org petition hoping to convince Paramount to give Legacy a thumbs up has gathered close to 33,000 signatures. Actually, more than that now. I will show you in a moment. Which is 6,000 more. Well, it's even more than that now. Than Strange New Worlds received on a similar petition before the studio moved forward with it. And here's the petition from my friends over at the Popcast. Best mates, we like that. Make Star Trek Legacy with Terry Matalas as showrunner. There you go. 37,703 have signed so far. I've signed it as well, obviously, ages ago. But give it a sign and let them know that we want some more Star Trek Legacy. There we go. Continue the story. From the Popcast started this petition. Oh, Brian and Shane over at the Popcast. We want a Star Trek Legacy show spin-off of Picard Season 3 with the wonderful characters that have been created, and we would like Terry Matalas to be the showrunner for this show. What does that mean? Could continue the current events of Star Trek Picard Season 3. Yeah, never mind the grammatical incongruities. But give it a sign and go over and subscribe to their YouTube channels, the Popcast and Popcast Unleashed. They have some great stuff. And also become a member, because you get perks and member streams and stuff like that. And a Discord, which I joined last night and got all confused and I didn't know what to do. Because I'm old and I'm a boom and I don't understand things. Anyway, back to the main article. It's doubtful an online petition would be the only factor Paramount would take into consideration before greenlighting any series, but for this many fans, from an increasingly divisive fan base, to agree on wanting Star Trek Legacy is no small thing. That's especially true when you remember Legacy would be a spin-off of Star Trek Picard, a series whose popularity didn't surge until its 3rd and final season, because seasons 1 and 2 weren't very good, were they? To be honest, I didn't mind season 1, to be honest. Yeah, it had issues. But, I watched it and I thought, yeah, whatever. And then the final episode just awful, and but season 2 were just, well, I can't say we're awful from the get-go, because I think the first episode were okay. I think Terry Metalis had quite a bit to do with that one, to be honest. But then after that, it kind of went downhill. The second episode was not bad, because it was in like an alternate Earth. But then the rest of it just went downhill from there. It nosedived. But season 3 were really good. At the end of Picard's final season, spoilers, if you haven't watched it, go over and watch it. It's on Paramount Plus and Amazon if you're in the rest of the world, apart from America. Don't ask me where Canada you can see it in Canada, I don't know. They show it on normal telly, don't they? On various channels. But I presume there's Paramount Plus there as well, or Amazon, I don't know. Anyway, at the end of Picard's final season, we learn the former USS Titan has been christened the Enterprise G, a decision I venomously disagree with. I don't think they should have done that. I think the Enterprise G should have been a new ship, a new flagship. Somebody have said an Eclipse class. I think I've seen that somewhere, but I can't remember where. But at least a new class of ship, a new big explorer, class, like the Enterprise D was, going out and exploring the galaxy. Because I've been doing a lot of that in Star Trek, to be honest. That's since the Dominion War and all that, and what happened to Romulus and all this other stuff. There hasn't been much exploring going on. And now it's time, now things are going to settle down a little bit. Go out and explore again. And send out the Enterprise G as a big explorer class vessel. We could call it that, an explorer class, couldn't you? But they didn't. They renamed the Titan, which is a bit of a kick in the face to the Titan, which, had a storied history itself. I mean, it had an A suffix. Not a lot of ships get that. And I think that was a mistake. Anyway, christened the Enterprise G, and the new captain is 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan, with Raffi Michelle Hurd acting as her first officer. They are joined by 3 characters introduced in Picard's 3rd season: Jack Crusher, Ed Speliers, got an S on the end, Ensign Sidney LaForge, Ashley Sharp Chestnut, which I think is an amazing name, and Alandra LaForge, Micah Burton. Is it Micah or Mika? I don't know. This presumably... pronunciation's not my strong suit, is it? I mean, when all said and done, this presumably would be the core cast of Star Trek Legacy. Picard showrunner Terry Metalis' concept for Star Trek Legacy would see those characters take the franchise forward, along with appearances from other stars from older Trek shows like Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager. Since the conclusion to Picard, Metalis has said Paramount has still not cleared Star Trek Legacy. The showrunner said that with Strange New Worlds in production and Star Trek Starfleet Academy on the way, which nobody wants apart from Alex Kurtzman and obviously the cast because it's work, and the crew, but the fans don't really want it, apart from the hardcore, new Trek fans, because obviously they are around. The studio would need to be able to financially justify putting a 3rd live-action Trek show in production. And there's Michael Burnham and Philippa Giorgio, but I presume that's the mirror version. Sadly, that shouldn't come as too big of a surprise with the conclusion of Picard and news that Star Trek Discovery would be ending with Season 5. The Trek TV franchise quickly went from 5 series in production to 3, with only one of them being live action until Starfleet Academy was announced. Because you've got Star Trek Prodigy, which is really good, that's an animated. Star Trek Lower Decks, which is terrible, which is another animated one. And then you had Discovery and Strange New Worlds and Picard, and obviously Strange New Discovery and Picard's ending. I'm sure I've heard that Strange New Worlds ain't going to go very long either. I've heard that Season 2 could be the last one, but I don't know, I could be wrong. No, Season 3, sorry, could be the last one. They started filming Season 3, haven't they? Sorry, I do apologise. Anyway, Paramount is clearly looking to ease the throttle back on franchise saturation. I said that in a right Yorkshire accent, didn't it? Saturation. Oh dear. Sophistication. I've been to Leeds. Anyway, what we might end up seeing is something along the lines of what's become of Star Trek Section 31. Originally developed as a series, the project is instead becoming a TV movie with less time and financial commitment. Michelle Yeoh's an Oscar winner now, so she's in demand. If Paramount is nervous about committing to a full series for Star Trek Legacy, perhaps they might test the water with a mini-series or a movie. And that's what the chaps over at the podcast have suggested. They've got information that suggests that they might be going with a mini-series, like 4 episodes or whatever, or a movie like Section 31's going to be. But yeah, whatever. I think it should just drop Starfleet Academy and just retool it as Star Trek Legacy. If they've built sets and stuff, they could still use them for Star Trek Legacy, and even the cast could be reassigned. Even if you want to still have Mary Wiseman in as Tilly, because Starfleet Academy is set in the 31st century in the Discovery timeline. But I think they should bring it back to the 25th century, and they could have Mary Wiseman playing one of Tilly's ancestors. They've done it before. I mean, look at Brent Spiner. How many Zooms has he played? So bringing a 25th century Tilly. Actually, no, it wouldn't be one of Tilly's ancestors, would it? It'd be one of her descendants, because she was from the 23rd century, wasn't she? And then went forward in time. So it'd be a descendant of hers, or a relative, or whatever, you know what I mean. But anyway, never mind. So there you go. So yeah, I think it's going to happen, because I think there is momentum to it, and I think also with Star Trek Picard being the only the only Star Trek ever to hit the, as far as I know, to hit the top 10 streaming charts. I don't think any of the classic Treks have ever done that. But they're always up there on Netflix in the UK. You can get all the classic Treks, Next Generation, Original Series, Voyager, etc., Deep Space Nine, animated series. They're all available on Netflix, and they're always trending. It says, on the list, it gives you a for you, and then it shows me Star Trek, obviously, and other science fiction stuff, and the occasional horror. But in the trending, Star Trek's always up there, near the top. It is, for me anyway. So is it trending for me, or is it just trending generally? I don't know how it works, but it's always there, are the classic Treks. So they do well on Netflix, in the UK, because I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, is it, in America. It's gone over to Paramount Plus. But you can also watch them on Paramount Plus in the UK, because you can subscribe to it, or you can subscribe to it through Amazon, and they're on there as well, but I don't subscribe to it. Right, is that it? Yes, that's it for that one, isn't it? Right, so let's move on now. As I said, yes, I think Star Trek Legacy is going to happen, but in what form, I don't know. They'll probably do an animated version, just for Kurtzman just to dig the knife in, because he hates it. He does. You can see it in his demeanour. The podcast guys, I'm plugging them a lot today, aren't I? They've said he's not like that. He's Alex Kurtzman, but I think he is. He hates that Picard was so successful, because it happened while he were busy doing other things. He were off doing his Man Who Fell to Earth and his failure, and his other failure, Clarice. No, what do you call Starling or Clarice? Whatever that Silence of the Lambs spin-off thing that failed miserably, because everything he touches fails miserably. I'm surprised Star Trek's lasted this long under his watch. But as I said, he came away, got occupied with something else. Probably the similar thing happened with Strange New Worlds, to be honest. That were fine, and I think he came into the last episode and kind of stuck his fingers in lots of places, which is why the last episode were terrible. But the whole of Picard season 3 were made while he was occupied. He was distracted with something else, and it irks him that it's so popular. But anyway, he's got to put on a brave face, and he hasn't got much of a poker face. He's been given interviews and stuff, and they've asked him. He's been asked about Star Trek Legacy, and you can see it in his face. He's not happy about it. He's not. He tries to say he is, and he says, "Oh, we've heard the fans. Anything can happen." But you can see it's gnawing away at him. He's trying to think of ways to ruin it and get his own shows made. I mean, he's been after this Section 31 show for ages. Since the end of season 1 of Discovery, he's been trying to push for this Section 31 show. And now it's been pared back to a movie. Damn you, Michelle Yeoh is thinking. Damn you for winning an Oscar. How dare you? Anyway, sticking with Star Trek, here we go. Game news. Star Trek Resurgence. I presume there's supposed to be a video there. Me ad blocker might be stopping it, but never mind. Star Trek Resurgence finally lands a release date, and it's closer than you think. This is a game. We're in Star Trek gaming now. Star Trek has found itself in a hotbed of activity recently. They have countless new shows. Well, not countless. A Paramount Plus exclusive film in the works, Section 31. A toy line that is just getting more and more bolstered. Is it? That's news to me. And the video game in the form of Star Trek prodigy Supernova. You know what? I totally forgot about that. Not played it. Yet they're falling behind in the eyes of many when it comes to other powerhouse franchises like Star Wars, at least when it comes to video games. Star Wars is producing some stellar video games recently, notably the Star Wars Jedi series, with the second in the series, Survivor, dropping on April 28th, which is today, and I've not got it. I've not even finished the first one. Is it Jedi? I forgot to call it. Is it Jedi Outcast? No, Fallen Order. Outcast was another one, wasn't it, from years ago. Fallen Order. I've still not finished that because I'm rubbish at games. And there's too much use the Force to stop this rotating thing or whatever, or to halt it before it kills you. And I just die all the time because I'm rubbish at stuff like that. Anyway, Trek's next big game is the long-gestating Star Trek Resurgence, designed along the lines of Telltale games as The Walking Dead, where it's more of an interactive movie than an action-adventure game. Well, the in-demand adventure is coming sooner rather than later. Originally, it was supposed to be out, in 2022. Okay. By the way, apologies if I've tried to clean myself up. I've just had a bacon and egg sandwich and the egg went all everywhere. And if there's any egg in my beard or down my top, I can't see any. But anyway, where were we? Well, the in-demand adventure is coming sooner rather than later. Originally, it was supposed to be out early in 2022, but was delayed, and now those patient fans don't have to wait much longer, as they can get the game on May 23rd. Be with you. I don't know. That's Star Wars, isn't it? Why that date, I don't know. The game will be available on PS4 and PS5, as well as the Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, as well as on PC. It will not be coming out on the Nintendo Switch, at least not yet. What is Star Trek Resurgence about? Well, while you'll have total control over your player character, most of the game is going to be about interaction and deciding the events of the story. Imagine it as an explorative, choose-your-own-adventure book. As far as when the game's events are set, it's set in 2380, which is after the Next Generation era of films, but far before Picard, which is like in 2401 or whatever. It'll run concurrently alongside the first season of Lower Decks, but don't expect any crossover, thank God. I think it's also set before the events of Prodigy. I think that's in 2385 or something like that, I think. Anyway, the biggest selling point of the game, at least beyond the Telltales-like format, is the inclusion of Ambassador Spock, with his cowboy diplomacy, which would make his last canonical appearance in Star Trek before he went back in time and accidentally created the Kelvin timeline. And that's it. Well, that's it, yeah. But let's have a look at the trailer. Maybe that was the trailer, but we can see it here. There you go. Let's have a look. I hope I don't get a copyright strike. What the heck? Let's go for it.
I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday. We need to learn everything we can.
You're not gonna die. Not if I have anything to say about
it. This can't be right.
Time to impact 1 minute. Jara, I need you to do the right thing.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
I muted myself, so I wasn't echoing. There you go. That's actually from 2021, so it's a couple of years old. I haven't seen another trailer. There's like one from a year ago that says 4 minutes of gameplay, so that might be a bit new. But you get the gist of what it's like. Actually, it looks quite good. You know what it's giving me vibes of? Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. That was an amazing game on PC, which I've actually got on my PC and it still works. Love that game. If a Star Trek game ever wanted, remastering, do that, because it's a really good game. Elite Force. But yeah, this looks fun. Spock looked like he had false teeth in, didn't he? When they were talking. My name is Spock. A bit like that, wasn't it? But never mind. But it was nice to hear Leonard Nimoy's voice. I presume it was him. It sounded like him to me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. To be honest, I've not really played the Telltale games. The Walking Dead ones, and they've done like Game of Thrones and Batman and stuff like that, haven't they? So I'll have to give it a whirl. My son likes them. He's got the Batman one, or he did have. He's always getting me to sell them on eBay. And then I sell them on eBay, and then he says, Dad, will you get me that game again? This has just happened today. 2 games that he had me selling on eBay. He's wanting me to buy them for him again. My life. Anyway, but yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So I'm going to look out for that. May the 23rd be with you. I'm mixing me metaphors. Right. By the way, like the Starfleet Command logo. That's cool, isn't it? I found that on Tinternet. There we go. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say thee.